about there. Oh, come on, get sucked in there. Get sucked in there. Give me a hole in one. Oh, look at that. Okay. One down, one to go. Got him! Yes! On the edge of defeat, just yanked victory right out of there. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, I'm yeah, that's gonna that guy's gonna kill me. Everybody else see that floating body there? Something's definitely wrong. I hope she's not planning to do anything weird since they lost. I should I should go make sure she's okay. Oh, Glockenspiel. It's just I
just got 4 balls.
That's all I need, actually.
How do you walk?
God damn it.
Oh, shit.
Sing it. I did that as a wild shot, not expecting it to go anywhere. That was not supposed to happen. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is in your local time frame of the world. I do hope that you have had a wonderful week and are getting ready for a nice, relaxing weekend. Just getting logged into the game here. It's been a decent week here. Just regular work stuff for the week. Last weekend went to a wedding reception, had a lot of fun. Went to a thank you party for volunteering at Atlanta Comic Con. That was a lot of fun. So, actually ready for a weekend of not doing much of anything else. Gotta do a little car repair, but that should be a minor thing. I hope. So for today, we're jumping into some Final Fantasy XIV. Gonna run around as Summoner. Still taking comments and suggestions for gear to glamour my Summoner in. So if you want to leave those comments down below, and while you're there, give the video a like, give the channel a subscribe. So go ahead. Game music's gonna be cutting in here in a second. There it is. Make sure game is displaying. And I was running around as a machinist, doing some fates. I've been running. Oh, that's right, because to unlock the next dungeon, we needed better gear. So I've been running duty roulettes as Summoner, because you get the tomestones of aphorism, the higher tomestones. Doing those at 90, you get those instead of experience. So been doing that so I can upgrade some gear on the Summoner to hopefully have a high enough eye level to get into that dungeon we unlocked last week. So I got a theme on behind me that I'm just kind of humming and singing to as well. I don't think the microphone wasn't picking it up, but let's see. Let's go ahead and teleport to Razatan. So I've upgraded a couple of gear items already. I did that off stream. Just got the glamour on that I've got on, so it's not anything that would be visibly noticed. Actually, don't have anything more to sell. I've got my inventory pretty much cleaned out. I got, a couple things I've just dropped stuff. Given's bracelet and casting, that's actually going to be less than what I'm wearing. So, do something else with that. But we've got to keep our Angika, the retainer here, working on these ventures so that she will eventually get a high enough level to get the axolotl. She's 59 now, another 11 levels to get the she's gotta be level, the retainer has to be level 70, Fisher, to have a chance to catch the axolotl. So that's what she's working on. Let's see. I just want to make sure I have the right gear set on here. So I've got Moonward Head. Need new body. And shoes. And then all accessories. Oh no, I got a Darbar, okay. I need bracelets. I think that's the same. No, Moonward's Hierarchy. Yeah, bracelets. And I've got the ring. So I need shirt, feet, and bracelets. It seems those we can't get with the Strong. Okay, can't get the shirt. We can get the boots. Shirt here. And then I said bracelet was the other. Okay. Now to glamour this. Dapper Gentleman? Or stick with the set that Tataru made for us? We'll stick with the set that Tataru made for us for right now, but if you want me to switch back to Dapper Gentleman, go ahead and let me know. Okay, that puts us at a 571 eye level. Asphodelos the First Circle. It's not there. Not there. There. We can enter it now. We got the better than the average item level of 565. Okay, so we got that dungeon running. Main story stuff is going to be speak with Mor Dhona and the Great Work. We'll teleport over there, do that while we wait for the Dungeon to pop. You know what? It says less than 5 minutes though. I hate to interrupt a cutscene, but it may happen. Stola tells me you are pursuing a most fascinating study and that you want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Wait until now. By the sisters, this is the mark of House Damer. Never even knew such a work existed. Few should. It was requested in Numenon's. It was sequestered. I can read and speak today. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was, but that means every word within it is forbidden knowledge. Forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right in my unsuspecting hand? Can hardly wait to read it! Stuff I should know! Gimme, 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 gimme! To think that Daimler were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you help us build a new mock Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Daimler project that had even the redoubtable scholars of Charlian trembling in their sandals? No alchemist of the great work could resist. You're a woman after my own heart. Suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big-mouthed simulacrum once we've built it? So there's a secret void gate that's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty? Yeah, great way to keep it secret. That works. Today's a day of revelations indeed. The purpose of our man-made Atomos is to expand this hidden portal, and I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-expanding apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we've finished gathering the components I require. Ishtola, what are you doing? Charlene's markets provided the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such liquid, you need to go further than the font of Maya. The ascetics of old once favored the place for their meditations. The water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of aether. Sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Bertra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We meet back here anon. And we've killed almost 4 minutes of that less than 5 minute wait. I know why it feels like I'm traveling slow. There we go, that's a bit better. Felt like I was traveling a bit slow because I was traveling a bit slow. Flam. Astrally dense pocket. If you're gonna have a dense pocket, I guess it's good to have it astral. I mean, that was funnier in my head. It didn't work. But I didn't see that.
To
So we've now exceeded 5-minute wait, less than 5-minute wait time. I'm not going to trigger the next cutscene until after we run the dungeon. So I might do. This fate might get finished. It's holding at 86%. 93. Yeah, that one's gonna get finished before I get there. This one's a new one. A couple of fates in the area here. Fates I have no problem leaving in the middle of. This one literally just popped. Just want to switch to Machinist. Oh, not Black Mage. Machinist. So I get some experience out of this. Ooh. I don't have to level sync a Machinist either. Level sync when I pull out my turret. It'll be the full-born bot. Drill. Chains. Ooh. Oh, we got a forward maid. Where'd she go? Where's she? There she is. Like me right now, so you can get up next. Get out of the fate area. Disengaged. Disengaged from combat. Okay, that was nice and close. Let them know my first time in this one. Oh, sorry, this was the deep dark. Yeah. There's gonna be a whole line of these. This is down in the Pandemonium. This is the area where the big bad monsters the Ancients had made were going bad. I'll save them. I must. Ooh! This appears to be one of the warders we seek, but I'm afraid he's in no state to answer questions. Perhaps you can bring him back. Okay, so that's all we gotta do to beat this guy for the first. Okay. 2 people. Ouch! Okay, this is a side-by-side attack. Let's get that whole side. Too many lower level dungeons as the summoner. The slam on the stone. Do not want to be in the red wings at all. Gotcha. got him. We got him. Big dude, lots of chains. No more. Those are all items I can trade in for other gear. I should probably grab them. But I imagine there's going to be a lot more of them. Thrilling display, if I may be so vaunting. The warriors just spun from your aether, fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. This was they were cut from excellent cloth. They're friends of mine. Until he regains his senses, he wears the robes of a warder. I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Excuse me. Stand here, keep an eye on anything else that might be coming out of here. He stirs. Does he shake? You might want to be shaken, not stirred. You never know. What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation. Anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray, accept my apologies, and my thanks. Did you not knock some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. I am Eric Thonios, a warder of Asphodelos, Pandemonium's highest layer, and the place we're in now. I must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandemonium? I'm guessing it's probably Pandemonium. That name seems to hint a little bit of what's going on. Creations in turn within Asphodelos have been set free and stalk its halls to no end but violence. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, because if it had happened before, you'd know what's going on. Son of the Pandemonium is under the charge of a key ward who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. Selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master Lahabrea is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury, then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. So we gotta beat up everybody to get them sane again. Makes sense to me. Senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind, perhaps the self-same ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever has taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you've come here from the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell. Let's go beat up everybody else. That worked on you, let's go. It'll work on them. Horror among horrors. So Pandemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual, or individuals, that placed its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, we cannot ascertain their identity. Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation? Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take? Doubtless they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. And how would that affect the people still in it? That's my questions. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of Lahabrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I'll know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. So I must do the same. Themis, another request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please, say not a word of this to the convocation until I've been given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Erechthonios, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. Me, hi, hello. Beat overwhelming odds many times. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back ere we've made an exhaustive survey. So for the time being, there's slightly more than resolve to rely on. Hi. I knew you would be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend. Which goes some way toward encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So, you agree to help? For the moment, our goals align. Protective magics of Pandemonium yet hold. So for the moment, time is in our favor. Let's proceed upon the course you and Tasselhoof have set us upon. Themis and Tasselhoof, yes? Thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. We should be glad to have someone familiar with Pandemonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a party of 2. Now let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you out. Let's see, I'm getting quick tongue. You take critical hit determination. Let's go critical hit. After this, with another cutscene or two, we'll have another dungeon unlocked. Now, a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally, although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I won't see our labor, our untold hours of study, go to waste. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Smile? I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. I'd say it's not, especially after we beat him up the last time. Ah, yes, so you have met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of this facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of Chief Key Ward. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with words. It was she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a Chief Key Ward before La Habrea. The motivation was to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words, then. You wish also to preserve the work of your mentor. You've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas on how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder. I cannot wield intermittent magics. That would be me! Ah, but of course, I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics of beings here. Recall during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Intermittent is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the key ward of each tier is permitted to use intermittent. No, intermittent. Not intermittent, but intermittent. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. Havrea himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, interment freezes the very space around it for as long as you cast your wills. Indeed. While the illusory beings you summoned in our fight suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of interment, and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws that would be needed to cast said spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of a keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of interment and its inner workings, perhaps. Leave the fighting to me. You two can figure out the rest. I dare say we can do just that. That's the whole point of this, isn't it? You implied what prevented you from performing was lack of magical capacity. If I supplemented your power with my own, the spell succeed then. Can't say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done. Maybe our best recourse, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep, and we would have to start over. Needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times, potions have been burned into my memory. What's the point? Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our methods on only escaped creatures. I suppose there's a matter of finding one. It'd be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. If we're to engage a single creature, I can dispatch on my own if the spell were to go awry. That works. You may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. A few other subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Possibly. Probably. Yep. That shall be our first target, or perhaps the subject is a better term. Or we can commence with interment. Interment. Not internment, but interment. Magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. Beat him up, beat him up. I'm in a beat him up mood today, I don't know why. So we've given it a thorough trouncing. We shall bind this hippocampus keyword's magic. Till then, my illusions shall fight by your side. You'll be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it. It will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Alrighty. Asphodelos the Second Circle. Still 565 needed on the item level. Alrighty, so average wait time's 12 minutes on this one. So I think we have time to go see a cutscene. This will help us rack up some more tomestones for the higher level gear. That was not anywhere close to 12 minutes. You saw, right up there. It's an average wait time, 12 minutes. That was... Oh, that's a big. That's not like any hippo I've ever seen. That's a big, ugly, nasty hippo. It's big. It's big, big ugly. I could have watched more of the cutscene because one of our tanks is watching the cutscene too. Throwing my spells, slinging the spells. Phoenix. Deluge, why do I think it's gonna be bad? Stepped in just the wrong spot there, didn't I? Stack Doritos. last time I died. Oh, no, come on. I was out of that. I was right here with them. I was out of that when that went on. So it wasn't just me on that one. Finally. I only died 3 times, that's all. We need to get some gear repaired. Now they get contain it. Nice. I'd say that's rather captured there. did get a commendation. Nice. I died, what, 3-4 times in that one, and I got a commendation. I go through a dungeon where I'm saving everybody's butt. I'm literally raising the healers as a summoner, and I get nothing. Mastery takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection. No small part thanks to you two. Nemesis' power was more than enough to complete the interment. Spellcasting was never my strong suit. Also, but that almost made me feel like a proper Megos. We've seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with Tatalhoop. I beg to disagree. Shackles is the one exception. It's only because I've been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side to guide me to you. It may prove the impossible possible after all. Critical head, determination. I want to go with more. Let's see what the third circle has in store for us. Well, success in sealing away the hippocampus is certainly heartening. The fact we have yet to see any other warders concerns me. The key ward of Asphodelos is nothing if not cautious. Doubtless he has gathered what warders he could and retreated to a safe area. Let us hope so. It occurs to me I know little of the key wards besides their magical prowess. Is there aught more you can share? Of course. A man named Hesperos is in charge of Asphodelos. Not only does he have a thorough knowledge of the creatures here, but he takes great pains to be a mentor to each of the warders under his charge. He has done much to ensure that I flourished here, in spite of my ineptitude at magic. I have always known him to be the sort of man who faces difficult decisions with unwavering composure. Furthermore, key wards are not only masters of interment, they can also bend the hallways of Pandemonium to their will with creation magics. With all this in mind, I'm certain so long as Hesperos guides them, the other warders are safe. Okay, storytelling standpoint, he's the one behind it all. I can see why absolute control over the environs is imperative. Had we faced the hippocampus upon arid sands instead of the waterways, I suspect the battle would have ended much more quickly. In any case, if this Hesperos is as capable and caring as you say, we would do well to seek him out as soon as we can. He has like as not taken your colleagues to a secure location. The safest place would be the innermost circle of Asphodelos. From there they could flee to Abyssos if hard-pressed. Even should they have sought safe haven within the other circles, if we make for the fourth, we ought to encounter them on the way. Indeed, and we shall gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation within Asphodelos, which will be essential in determining whether we ought to continue down to Abyssos. The rub, of course, is that I myself possess no power to bend the circles to my will. Instead, we must proceed through the central corridor, which was barred by the Phoenix last I checked. Phoenix, I've heard the name before. Fiery bird with life eternal. I've got one of those! I summoned it a couple times in that battle. You guys have seen it. Beyond unquenchable brilliance, the perfected concept boasts nigh boundless restorative powers, if I recall. Truly an exemplary feat of creation magics. Perfection is ever built on the back of failure, however, and La Habrea suffered countless missteps during his experiments. And he was hardly the only one. This Phoenix will be but one of many attempts at the concept gone awry. Aye, far from evoking wonder, our Phoenix is a creature of fury and wrath, and seeks only to turn the world to ash. Thus was it confined within Pandemonium. Development of the concept continued elsewhere, but as the moons turned, more and more researchers abandoned the project as an impossibility, save for La Habrea and his words. When I received word that at long last La Habrea had succeeded where so many others had failed, I was nearly overcome. Pray tell, how did the warders of Pandemonium celebrate the master's accomplishment? I don't believe we did. The research of the words of La Habrea has little consequence to our work here, save for those rare times it charges us with a new specimen. Truth be told, I don't remember anyone making note of the occasion. So everybody here just deals with the failures. Nobody celebrates the victories. Gotcha. But enough reminiscing. We must make ready to confront the Foides. While it's possible that it flew off to some other wing of Pandemonium, we would make that assumption at our own peril. Better to assume we'll need to bring Asphodelos' most unruly subject to heel. Certainly see no reason to delay. Foides' power over flame will avail it far less in a barren corridor than elsewhere, so it may well serve us to subdue it sooner rather than later. Yeah, don't want to face a fire-based thing in a lava area. Let's face it, in a nice barren stony rock area. That's a good strategy. That works much better, yes. There it is. Hello there. Gee, he looks familiar. Just alter the landscape a little bit. And I said from a storytelling standpoint, he was the guy behind it. I told you. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It seems whoever is behind this can alter the space around us at will. We face an uphill battle. Impossible. If those were creation magics at work, then that means... Let's confront that reality after we have conquered the enemy in front of us. Every drop of our focus shall be required if we are to deter the Foides. Asphodelos The Third Circle, now accessible. So it says average wait time 9 minutes. It's probably going to be closer to 9 seconds. But we're still going to go back to where we were. Just in case. This place is a bit too dark and dreary and depressing to hang out here for 9 minutes. Ah! That's how you get out of that. Do you have that flask for me? Yes, this should suffice. Thank you. Tenacity, skill speed, spell speed. To depart for the vault. Look what I came across. Stinian seemed in need of a diversion, and we, in turn, have need of his lance. Now that our little party's assembled, let's make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matsia's boat again? Not this time. Once Y'shtola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akayala. Your Excellency is ever so the gracious host. Shall we? Flying big green booty. Flying big green booty. I like the way his arms just kind of wiggle, waggle, flail around when you're cruising. There's wobble, wobble, wobble. It's a chill Kermit flail, is what that is. Ship is yours to command. Our thanks. We set sail at once. Well, this is exciting. Asphodelos' legacy, to see the truth of the legend with my own eyes. All aboard!
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
Nah.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
Water, crystal.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Gra has theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yep.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Send 2 subjects in, one with a warding scale, one without. Maybe send a familiar?
Very good. I see you've been paying attention.
As a summoner,
As
I mean,
Reacher
that's...
sent his simulacrum, so too shall we rely on a familiar to bear the brunt of any unpleasant consequences.
Yeah, the voice actress for Y'shtola had a stuffed nose, stuffy sinuses when recording this bit. She sounds
Now, a lowly
stuffy.
imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
Might just be me, but she sounds stuffy.
I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Not summoning up a couple of piggy
I
friends.
dislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born. Water, froth and fire!
Sounds and looks like a spell right out of Kingdom Hearts.
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual. In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale.
It just fits right in there.
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
He's just standing there shocked
We should
at what
also
she
be
just
wary
did.
of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Will do. I always am.
And we are glad for it. Let us begin, shall we?
I was tempted to tease her with the prophet phone line.
Nixies, into the void.
They're kind of cute little guys, aren't they? I should see if there's a Nixie minion I can get. Alrighty, we've waited 920 out of the 9 for that quest. That dungeon pop. I don't want to enter another cutscene. So I think I'm going to do here. Let me. What were those items I picked up? Exactly. Unsung Ring of Asphodelos. Unsung Gauntlets. Okay. I'm going to Google what those do. Yeah. One particular site that's always the first in the Google search results does not give you jack squat as far as information. It's an armor of Asphodelos. Where to get him? It's on Relic of Asphodelos. There's 2. See what the stats are on this. So item level 580, which I've got 570, so it would be a boost on what I've got now. So let's see where these guys are. Probably hit the Rods and Han vendor, just because they're a bit closer. I'm doing other stuff at Rods and Han anyway. I don't want to leave this area. But we're now average wait time has gone up to 12 minutes. Time lapse is 12 waiting for this dungeon to pop too. So the first one had a 12-minute wait time and it popped right away. This one had a 9-minute wait time. It's extended out to 12 when we've now been waiting 13. Totem and Sundry Exchange. Pandemonium Relic Exchange. I think that's the one I wanted. Yeah. We can do earring, we can do necklace, amulet, and ring. Takes 4 unsung blades, okay. But it's just armor, right? There's no weapons. So just earring. Aha, okay, so the ring gets you the earring, the necklace, okay, gets you any of those. I thought I had 2. Yeah, unsung gauntlets. Oh, 2 pairs can be traded for special armor here. Aha ha ha, okay. So it takes 4 of the chest pieces, 2 of the helmets, 2 of the gauntlets, 4 pants, 2 boots. Gotcha. Or 1 of the rings. These are I guess if I go deeper in, oh, earring armor, earring slot is full. Let's see. I can go. Go find just a regular old run-of-the-mill vendor. Our average wait time is now at 15 minutes. We've been waiting 16. Materia vendor and melder, but I can meld my own materia. Meld my own materia, not materia. Oh, here we go. Third circle. There we go. I was debating, do I go ahead and open up the shop or not? Do I open up the shop or not? I can spell, really I can. A whittled dagger. Bring it in, my friends. That's a phoenix, alright. A 3-headed phoenix. heads, 3 tails, 4 wings. So you got Carby with us. Definitely hurt. Far from it? I don't know. Okay, being near it, extinguish. Trying to avoid that one good. Fire's consuming the field. That's always cheese. This birdie hurts. I'm looking my spells off me. It's like, which attack do I avoid? Which one do I wait on? Where do I stand to sling my nukes so I don't nuke myself? Vortex sensation just hurts. Phoenix, meet Phoenix. Stuck in between these bastards. Got him down to 3%. Not gonna do the rush attack on him while the fire's there. Got him. Oi, 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 oi. He's gonna get contained once again. Dismiss. Okay, so we've contained a fire, we've contained a water. I'm gonna hazard a guess the next one we fight is gonna be a bit more earth related. like Teeny Wee. Oh, Whittle Dagger's a cute name too. Third circle of Asphodelos is completed. I might run these some more offline. There's the matter of this arena, just to get the gear for those. As you've told us, there's but one person in Asphodelos with the ability and authority to wield such magics. Though fortunately, it appears he has saved us the trouble of finding him. Contemptible display, as befits an inferior specimen. Even so, I expected it would at least delay your advance. Imagine my surprise when I saw the chains of interment drag the phoenix back to its cage. Either the bird is even more of a failure than its creators cared to admit, or you are no mean trespassers. Oh, hi! Selling Girl Scout cookies! Got all the carnal delights you want. I'd hoped our suspicions were misplaced, but alas. He looks rather vampire-esque. Keyword Hesperos. Why? Why have you brought such chaos to your beloved Pandemonium? Pandemonium, pitiless, impenetrable, and utterly steadfast, unlike those charged with its keeping. What has possessed you? I don't understand. Actually, he looks a lot like the hero from Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Oh, Ericthonius, must you pester me with these inane questions? Think for yourself. Surely you can muster a theory or two with that dim wit of yours. Then again, you've never been one for insight. Why Master La Habrea suffers your mediocrity I shall never understand. Bit of a attitude there. You may look like him, but you're not the Hesperos I know. Something has warped you too, from the inside out. The key ward I knew had compassion for all those under his charge, be they clad in robes or shackled in chains. What, was that all a farce? Did you hide your contempt for us all these years? Those who are content to merely glimpse the water's surface are doomed to be dragged into its depths. You prove my opinion of you never were. My mind is clearer than it has ever been. Even now, seeing you feebly grasp for answers makes the bile rise in my throat. Such wasted potential. To be son to Master La Habrea, yet no more skilled with magic than a newborn babe. But of course, it's always about La Habrea. That sword. Even though I'm a summoner right now, I don't have any jobs that use swords. I want that sword. Silence! You are not worthy to utter his name. For once, be grateful to witness a feat beyond your meager abilities, beyond your shallow reckoning. I have slipped the surly bonds of mortality. Already immortal, weren't you? I have become one with our mythic creations, and rid myself of imperfections. I stand upon the threshold of godhood. As a Hemitheos, I shall serve Master La Habrea, ever faithful unto the end of days. But you're sooner than you think. He's gonna cage us, and he shall require no other. I think not. Nice move! Are you so blinded by arrogance you have lost sight of what it means to serve? Ericthonius is more capable than you could ever know. It was thanks to his instruction that I was able to master the art of interment, both how to wield it and how to break free of it. Hasselhoof, let us quit this place. Whatever poison has corrupted Hesperos' mind, it's plain his power far eclipses our own. We must have time to gather our strength. Flash bomb! Weaklings though they may be, it takes a singular aptitude to master and interpret so quickly, to say nothing of how swiftly that familiar laid low before us. Regardless, their noble aims will be their undoing. Where they fritter away their strength in calming the beasts of Asphodelos, I continue my work. Even should they survive long enough to reach the heart of my domain, naught shall await them but doom. I eagerly await your arrival, Ericthonios. Even dullards have their uses. The pale skin, the white hair, the attitude, the outfit. Tell me that's not a vampire right there. I mean, tell me that's not Dracula right out of Castlevania, or because actually if I remember, the hero you are in Symphony of the Night is a vampire as well. We face the keyword of Asphodelos himself. More than that revelation, however, Ericthonios worries me. He loved Hesperos for his compassion, and received naught but scorn from whatever the keyword has become. He has said little since our return. I only hope that the shock of recent events does not prove to be a death knell for his resolve. Let's doing critical hits, a lot of critical hits. 7,500 gil, lots of materia. Much as I am loath to disturb Ericthonios so soon after what just occurred, I'm afraid circumstances do not afford us the luxury of time. Perhaps it will do him well to speak about recent events, concerning both the keyword and his father. All the lore! So sad. I'd like to see MatPat do a game theory video on just the whole lore of Final Fantasy XIV. The creation of the ward which surrounds Pandemonium was an astounding feat of magical prowess, a feat accomplished by none other than La Habrea. That both my father and I can bind others in chains is perhaps the only thing we have in common. Ah, so it is true. I am La Habrea's son, bereft of his talent for magics or his brilliant mind, but his son nonetheless. Surely this doesn't come entirely as a surprise to you. Sorry, yawn hit me midway through that one. Had an inkling when you said you had practiced ethereal shackles since childhood. Assuming you haven't been employed here quite that long, had to indicate some long-held connection with La Habrea. La Habrea taught me how to cast ethereal shackles, but that was it. My further education was overseen by the words of La Habrea. More specifically, my mother, who was a researcher there. You did speak of Athena, the chief keyword before La Habrea. She is your mother, yes? Mommy, Daddy. How astute. I can see now why you were chosen to lead this investigation. You've the right of it. Athena was my mother, and it was she who invited me to join her here. La Habrea had nothing to do with it. I see there is little love lost between you two. What I cannot see is why La Habrea was appointed chief keyword when another was already in place. Was in place. My mother is no longer with us. And La Habrea was all too eager to assume her responsibilities, with nary a moment spared to mourn her. What love do I owe him now, when he offered not one drop of compassion then? Which is why Hesperos' compassion was so much more important to him. I see, she is no longer with us, an expression to convey the end of a life. I have known only the public face of La Habrea, while he is lauded for his ability to maintain composure in the face of unnerving circumstances. I must admit that oft he comes across as cold. Apologies, but can we speak of something else? This topic isn't an easy one for me to discuss. Let's figure out how we're going to beat Hesperos' butt. We're pressing matters at hand, after all. Namely, how to deal with Hesperos. I just said that. We have yet to see the other warders. Judging by what we know, we can surmise that Hesperos has confined them somewhere beyond our grasp. And now that he is aware of our presence, he will be preparing for our next encounter. We cannot expect to face him on equal footing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Every moment we spend chasing after the creations is another moment Hesperos can contrive another advantage for himself. The wisest course would be to find him first and foremost. He said that he has become one with the creations. Perhaps that means he is vulnerable to interment. In theory, that should be possible. However, is it enough merely to confine him after all he has done? I need to know why. I need to know what drove him to forsake everything he was working for. Was it all truly so that he could serve his master? To my mind, he's merely put La Habrea's own work at risk in trade for some nebulous power. La Habrea is the chief key ward of Penmorgan. How would throwing it into disarray win his favor? Doesn't make any sense. Throw it into disarray, you bring it all back to peace and calm, and you look like a hero. I share your curiosity. We must consider that our enemy has us at a disadvantage in every sense. What do you think? Should we seek to put him in fetters, or would it be too dangerous to allow him order? I failed to confine him. I can always strike him down. Wouldn't be the first Asian I've done that with. Daring as ever, I see. I know not which trials you faced in your past. To see you so certain is all the convincing I need. Very well. Let us try Omphalos' path. Thank you, Tessa. I believe I can shed some light on the nature of our foe. When Hesperos spoke with us, I noticed he wore the telltale fangs of the Virkolkas, a beast which feeds off the aether of its prey. Likely, that is the creation Hesperos merged his essence with. Fangs. It's a vampire! And we know all too well that he can change the environment around himself at will. The battle will not be an easy one, but I believe in our victory. Asphodelos The Fourth Circle. Accessible. To the Fourth Circle, other players. Okay. 11-minute average wait time. Let's see what actually happens. Rods and Hans, we're doing some shopping. I know she's gonna be upset that I'm interrupting her during a adventure, but drop off those materia. Merchant. Let's see if these three items will sell on the market. for 1,000. Not a bad price at all. Bell hide. That's 590. I'm actually gonna put it for 575. There. And we got another. Actually, no, I need Bender to repair. After deaths in a couple of those fights there, need to repair my gear. Magic. I want to go ring this time because that's 560, 570. I can take the 560 up to 580. That'll be a bigger boost. Put it in the armory chest because I want to make sure I pull the right ring for it. 573, look at that. What's the 565? So we were what, one short? We were 564 last week. Now 8 above. So I'd say there's some gear improvements going on there. And I think everything I have is Moon Ward or better. Yeah, the Radiance Greaves is better than Moon. His armor is better. And now we're off to the 4th circle. I keep, because of Dante's Inferno and the Circles of Hell, that's what I keep having to tell myself. I'm not in. Asphodelos, the 4th circle. Fighting a vampire. Ooh, spikies. Asphodelos Hesperos. Darby's with me. Back here with you, how's that? I'll stay back there for a second. excited to get up close. What I don't do there. Move. Out. Oh. Instant death. You hit those spikes, you are done. I just didn't quite get close enough to avoid it. I didn't put my aim or shield up. That. Sucker me in on that one. Oh, now come on. I have no idea where I want to be now. I was in a good spot. Achievement unlocked! Could be worse. One. We beat him down. And I'm sure the cutscene Pandemonium Asphodelos complete. I got everything. Okay. So we got the Nosferatu. That's a new reading. We'll summon it here after the cutscenes. Of course, there's more to this, I'm sure. Now, Themis, we and this here. Fools, how will not be put in chains? To think I would fall before one such as you. Perhaps I should have treated you as more than a mere nuisance. Despite your victory, you shall never have the knowledge you seek. Secrets of my transformation, secrets of my deception, they shall return to the star. You're wasting your breath, Hesperos. We have the upper hand now. Surely you can see that. Yes, yes. My repertoire is not exhausted yet, however. Although I have failed, my end shall be on my terms. He's going to take himself out. I remain loyal to my very last. Come what may, I die with dignity. The end of your own sword by your own hand, I'm not sure how much dignity there is there. But you did manage to keep all your secrets intact, so I'll give you that much. Not the first time we've seen a big bad do that. How did your ambitions lead you so astray, Hesperos? You were better than that. Your star shone more brightly than any other in Pandemonium. You had La Habrea's respect, his trust. What more did you seek? That you would forsake all that and sully your legacy besides. He became so blinded by his own desires that he lost sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything, and his plans lie in tatters. I fail to see any dignity in that. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. Hesperos' infatuation with your father was his undoing. Perhaps he was jealous that fate had chosen you, and not him, to be La Habrea's son. So terrible did this jealousy become that he sought verboten power that La Habrea would recognize, probably. How does a pursuit for respect warp one's heart so? How does infatuation with one person turn into contempt for everyone else? I've never heard of such a thing. Look into the history of people stalking celebrities. It's not as uncommon as you might think. Who was it? The guy who shot Ronald Reagan outside of a hotel did it to try to get an actress's attention. Thought she would be impressed by him after that. I see. I admit I cannot but find it vexing. Perhaps that signifies naught but my own capacity for bitterness. I do understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times, a person you trust to guide you true. How is that how it is to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again. But we have spent enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. There are the living to consider. We must find the other warders and round up the remaining creations forthwith. Of that, at least, we can be certain. I believe I can be of help in the matter. The influence of Hesperos' magic is fading throughout Asphodelos. Now is the perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to their original state. Seize control? Can you really do that? I mean, he saw the interment magics just a couple of times and knew how to form them and break them. So yeah, I'd say he could seize control of this place real easy. What is this presence? Ericthonios. What lies beyond that threshold? That's the passage which connects Asphodelos to Abyssos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances in the lower levels. Something stirs in Abyssos. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, since imagine that's another dungeon to unlock, I'm going to go ahead and unlock it. Warning sigil. How? But we'll do the Abyssos next week. Let us return to the gates for now. I should like to apprise the situation from there. Needless to say, our investigation is far over. Although we have defeated Hesperos, it appears we have but scratched the surface of Pandemonium's troubles. My head is still swimming with questions, but could this mean that Hesperos wasn't actually behind this? It is a stark possibility, yes. The root of this crisis may lie somewhere much deeper than even Abyssos. When we first encountered you, you said the memories of your escape were vague and that your senses were muddled. I believe this was more than the result of a panicked mind. You were made to feel this way by a powerful magical influence. It is possible that this same magic could have poisoned Hesperos' heart, twisting his affection for La Habrea into a burning obsession. Then, in his altered state, he was made an offer of power he could not refuse. I will make him an offer he cannot refuse. Wait, are you suggesting that someone else turned Hesperos into that thing? If so, it stands to reason they wouldn't stop at him. I don't think they didn't turn Hesperos into that thing. They corrupted Hesperos' mind and desires so that Hesperos turned himself into that thing. Little differences, but yeah. Indeed, our mysterious mastermind does not lack for subjects for his experiments, for more potential hemathioi. Oi. If what you're saying is true, then my colleagues, they're doomed to share the same fate as Hesperos. Do not lose heart yet, Ericthonios. Hesperos challenged us alone. That tells me that the process of his creation was a long and taxing one. If he was the first Hemathios, then the rest of the warders are likely still alive. However, much as I would like to hasten deeper into Pandemonium, the way forward is sealed off. We must focus our efforts on finding a way through. The creation still having free reign of Asphodelos, that won't be easy. On the contrary, I yet retain control of these circles, and thus can wield interment magic within their halls at will. The creatures will pose no threat to us. Just like that, then nothing stopping us from returning order to Asphodelos. Just so, I shall require your expertise to keep the peace after the subjects have been returned to their confinement, however. You are Asphodelos' sole remaining warder, after all. Truth be told, I did not expect this investigation to become so involved. Of course, I would like to resolve matters here without resorting to outside help, but... Do you mean to send a report to La Habrea? 'Tis too soon to say. Let us first find a way into Abyssos. It would be best to withhold our judgment until we have ascertained the whereabouts of the other warders and the identity of the party responsible for their disappearance. Agreed. Even so, if it means saving even a single life within Pandemonium, then I'm not above asking La Brea for help. Should it come to that. Recent discoveries certainly paint Hesperos' actions in a new light. The number of unknown elements in this investigation grows, and we must proceed forward with the utmost caution. To that end, Ericthonios and I shall remain here for the time being. Much as I enjoy your company, I do not believe we shall be needing protection, so long as we remain in Asphodelos. You should take this time to rest. Surely you are... Always time to rest. Take time to rest. Surely you are weary, and there may be more battles ahead of us. Themis' burden may grow heavier in your absence, but he's shown that he's more than capable to bear it. Still, I would help wheresoever I'm able. All we've achieved so far has been thanks to you two, and I mean to repay the debt I owe. I don't know what use I can be outside of placating the creatures, but I'll find a way. Nonsense, you owe us nothing. It was thanks to your knowledge of the magics which govern this place that we were able to come this far. Elsewise, we would have likely succumbed to the Hippocampus assault. Each of us has arrived at this dire pass by separate paths, but it is only by combining our respective expertise we will reach the end of it and see Pandemonium saved. Thank you, Themis. Hesperos' words seem to have affected me more than I realize. Together we've come this far, and together we'll reach the end. I have no doubt we will. Even so, let us allow Tasselhoff his rest. Besides, you have someone awaiting a report on your progress, yes? I dare say your story will be much more than they ever imagined. Won't do the Abyss actually. I'm going to do a quick Google search here. Asphodelos, yes. Not much help. Okay, patch 6.2. So Abyssals won't come out till 6.2. We're still in 6.1, I believe. 6.15. So maybe we won't do Abyssals next week. We'll have to wait for that to be released. Past, none the worse for wear, I see, so much fine. Gotta get back to the past. Samurai Jack. So there is evil afoot in Pandemonium, an already ominous place, I must say. Mythic beasts and missing warders. Truly we are fortunate to see you return to us in one piece. It appears the voice Tasselhoof heard from the crystal spoke the truth. As for who left it behind and why, those are yet questions to be answered. Indeed, it could be be someone who lived among the ancients, or it could be someone trying to avert tragedy in the future. Much remains shrouded in mystery. Yet ilm by ilm we shall unveil that mystery. The help of Tasselhoof, of course. By his actions was the fabric of the past reshaped, and he returns to the same present he left. Which could only mean one thing. His intervention in Pandemonium's crisis is but one of the countless building blocks of history upon which our present has been built. I went back to the past because I was supposed to go back to the past. There's no telling what consequences would arise if we stopped pursuing this matter now. Whatever plot is unraveling within Pandemonium, we must not let it reach its conclusion. If one of those creatures should escape, what ripples would carry forth into the future? They might wreak havoc upon the world of the ancients, and their despair would leave an indelible mark upon history's pages. That despair would only feed the terrible beasts that arose during the final days. The first final days already had a drastic effect on the eons that followed. If the scars it left were made even deeper, then we risk losing our present entirely. So even though the final days is still going to happen, if it was made worse, then today might not happen. Whatever the cost, our connection with the future of Elpis must be preserved. I know I've asked much of you already, but can I count on you to continue your work in the Pandemonium? Well, yeah. Your tireless efforts are much appreciated. If there is aught we can do to ease your burden, you need only say the word. Speaking of which, might you return the crystal into our keeping? While we cannot accompany you to the past, perhaps something could be gained by researching it further. The hut shines just as splendidly as the day we met. We shall begin work right away, but I cannot promise any meaningful results for some time. And as matters in Elpis seem to be in a similar state, I must ask that you rest. But before that, allow me to make an introduction. As our research moves into its critical stage, I found it only suitable to recruit another assistant. Mylene is an expert in armaments from throughout history, be they from the far-flung past or made in the most modern forges. Should you find aught of interest in your adventures, bring it here. She would be glad to offer her services. She's the counterpart to that vendor I've already grabbed stuff from at Rozapon. We know researchers in numerous fields that would love to get their hands on artifacts from bygone eras and would give you goods in return that should aid you in trials ahead. Furthermore, if you ever wish to peruse the records of events you have reported here, Namiji has been taking faithful and thorough notes. She is at your complete disposal. I sense we have embarked upon something monumental, something that will dwarf all else I have accomplished in my many years of research. I can think of no greater honor, no reassurance, than to have your capable assistance in this endeavor. If there is anything to be found that will contribute to your success, we shall find it. We shall not rest until we have unlocked the mysteries of this crystal, and you will be the first to know when we do. Okay, let's go quick. You know what? I've been grabbing a lot of quick tongue. Let me grab a quick arm. Looks like my ninja and reaper can use some skill speed ups too. So let's come over here to where that vendor just pointed out. There's the Vinci, but yeah, I'm gonna. I can get the wristbands of casting. Let's see, I've got the earrings. I don't have the necklace yet. I've got the ring. So do I go amulet or necklace? Oh. Yeah, I'll go necklace this time. How full is my Got Amartine earrings of aiming. I've already got one, so I can't have the other one. So that's locked there. Some other stuff. You know, I'm gonna take the Glamour Dispellers with me. This is all fishing bait. Oops. Few slots remaining, that's fine. So I will hang on to these. I'll run some more. I'll run that dungeon some more off stream. We're 6.2 out now. What version are we in? Creations and plant seeds for great many theories. I kind of make them flourish. Count the tales of Asphodelos. Many more of your adventures. These you encounter in Asphodelos circles will be a fine starting. Yes, that's very gory detail. Habitats of aquatic life forms, myth and folklore of the phoenix. Encountered and subdued them, so you know what further insight can they offer? So our duty as academics not to take every opportunity to learn more of the subjects. I think this is I think this is unlocking a hard mode for those fights. It's like there's one where you can some of the dungeons you talk to a bard and he embellishes your fight a little bit and you can do the embellished fight. So I'm thinking that's what this might be for those. Visually lurid, I mean thorough descriptions. Growth and behavior of these creatures. Aquatic life forms in our time have been observed to grow sizes. Their orders of magnitude larger. Must let logic stand in the way of brilliance. It's nothing quite like the ambrosia of inspiration. They're making records or creating fairy tales. The margins of my records indicating that theory is unproven. Or you need to be a researcher to have an idea that leave its mark for generations. Pandemonium Asphodelos Savage. How do I access the Savage then? No, I didn't want to. There we go. Previously completed duties. Okay, we might run these next week then. Let's see, I'll go ahead. I'll get myself figured out here shortly. So, okay. So we've done the Asphodelos. We'll do the Savages next week. That should be even more interesting. I'm definitely going to want some more slightly higher level gear for that. What? Only because I'm leveling up my armor. I like to level up the weapon at the same time. But I don't know... I didn't see any weapons in those gear sets. So... So let's go back to Y'shtola and our main story stuff. And see what her little water friends have found.
I think we've waited long enough.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Nixies, return to my side.
Oh, there they are, okay. One's hale and healthy, the other one looks a little bit iffy. I'm guessing there probably wasn't very much in that other realm to drink.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
The poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
So I don't know, is that froth or is that foam? No, you're supposed to be
We're
open
out
sesame.
of time. I must reseal the void gate.
You can't just say open, you gotta say open sesame. Or Hodor, whichever you feel is more.
They're coming through!
Let's blast them.
In the name of Asphodelos the Third, I bar this door unto the void.
There we go. Sealed once again.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
Yep. And the poor little Nixie.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
And she gets the warding scale back. Of course she does.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently.
So it's not a permanent solution.
We may
You
need
just
to
have to be
modify
aware.
the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
Just need to be aware of it degrading.
You
Until they
said
get it
much
fixed.
of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void.
Just like the first, which is where we visited, was drowned in light, because that was that world's core element. But they managed to keep it from completely encompassing the world.
And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
But we're going to do it anyway.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way.
As do I.
But first I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
He's still debating about letting any of this happen.
We will see you back in the city then.
He's still not sure about letting any of this happen at all. Just wondering why I'm not peaking quite as high as I normally do. Oh, starting the quest first. I just haven't been looking that closely at my mic volumes. Crossing the threshold alongside us, I realize there's more. This is more my endeavor than yours. I'm interested in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? Well, you want to talk, Y'shtola. At least had a good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Yeah, because you're embarrassed of your childhood playthings. Shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, the warding scale can be effective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand Void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is the problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemists who created it. Who do we know that excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Garland Ironworks, Sid! The Sid Man himself. Excellent suggestion. To recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the Void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Let us visit their operation in Rolger's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Okay, that's why it doesn't look like my mic is putting out quite as much. The volume on it was cranked down to 30s instead of 80s, so I apologize if you haven't been able to hear much of me over the game for this whole video until right now. It's not something I normally have to check, so it's not something I normally think to check. I just hadn't looked that closely at my my audio mixer until just now. What brings you to the Ironworks? Mission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Certainly, I'll see if he has a free moment. I'm gonna get that Jadoon platoon on the moon to match a beat here eventually. Here you have a job for us. Heading into the void to find a lost dragon. Sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. I don't know if I could say anything that would surprise me after meeting on in that bloody mess. It was a bit of a mess, yes. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation? Seems some manner of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface. Much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In which case, our best bet may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. How might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate chemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. We're going to give the scale armor when utilizing metal alloys with high ethereal conductivity so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. Suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. Well, it was an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. Never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. Hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. I'll see what we can do. That's always got to duck and dodge the responsible assistant, so you can do all the fun things you want to do when you're the boss. Let's return to the great work and see how Nadana is getting on with the mock Atomos. Boom, ba-da-da-doo. I might come back and grab these quests another time to maybe to unlock some other dungeons, just for stuff to pop up when I'm doing roulettes. I'm going back to the great work. Kind of fly, so I don't have to worry about falling in the water again.
Ah, Asphodelos. The adjustments are going well, I hope.
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found
That's a lot
was
of records.
transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
You gotta make a big, nasty, forbidden thing. I wanna help. I wanna help.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth.
Sorry for the mic bump there.
The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to figure out. This has got me distracted. Is this like two elephants touching tails, or what's going on back up over here? That caught my eye and I've been stuck on it.
But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Celestinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire?
They're gonna protect the nation while he
We
goes after his
survived
sister.
the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet,
Now you listen to me, Varshan.
Telling the embodiment of a dragon what to do. That's guts.
You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
You wanted to go after her? We'll do what we need to do here so you can.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Break on through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
Will you wallow in uncertainty forever?
You're saying I should seize this chance?
Yeah.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzathan.
So, we're gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He wants to do it. He's got it. Yep, he's doing it.
My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties.
He said duty.
While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Okay.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Make him cry. You know, that'd piss off a lot of people. Oh, no, no. You surprise me, Estinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vertra reach this conclusion. It was for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping its citizens awake at night, and the travelers believing the palace racked by some unnatural storm. But if you don't answer then, you seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Ratzatsarg's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there's a chance we can spare Vertra that pain, then I will follow you. An unusual crew we have here. Indeed, but perfect for our purpose, I should think. I'd rather not bother the Scions with aught less than a dire threat to the star. Now on to specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan, as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. It would be more convenient had we some manner of base camp nearer to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let's reconvene outside Megaduta. Actually, what do I have as far as 242? Okay. Where are we going? Megaduta. I'm going back to Rod's. Okay, actually, do I have a chocolate saddlebag space? Yes. Put that blade in there. Drop off this other material. And Ethernet. So, oh yeah. There we go. Mega Duda. Sounds like something the minions from Despicable Me would say. Mega Duda! Bandana! I do a horrible minion voice. So we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? Here's apparently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Please inform me when you've completed the arrangements. So the hotel's full of cash and money, so let's move some of that around before we can get anybody a room. As ever, you're most gracious, Your Excellency. Risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Asdaya. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I wish we knew more about our destination. Gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nidana. A few preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th. Now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me, Tesselhoof, but my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart, this I know. Well, yeah, it wouldn't be much of a game if we just sat in the same place all the time. Let's see. Direct hit, critical hit, determination. Let's just keep up the critical hits. Meanwhile, in the 13th, oh yeah, the dudes were having the meeting before. The different elemental thrones, and then that one dark knight. And a certain void scent we've seen before. Having encountered him in the Reaper quests and finishing off the main story quest. Here's one linked with our little rival friend. And thus I am returned. To this world bereft of saviors. Oh, he's saying okay. Okay, is he looking to become a savior? Let paths unwalked adventures spur, pulses quicken, spirits stir. Newfound adventure achievement. Oh no! Except we're literally now out of story until the next expansion comes out. Well, maybe not full expansion, but next update. It's just to be continued. Main scenario quests complete. Okay. I wanted to do more, but I've run out of more to do. So, we've got one more, the mission in Mor Dhona. Oh, come on. Oh. There we go, that's what I was trying to do. Teleport to Revenant's Toll, do this one. So the next week we'll be doing the Savage, Asphodelos, and maybe see what we unlock with some of those side quests there in Rhalgr's Reach. Guess we change it because there's a lot going on here. Oh wait, destination right there. That's where I need to wait. Wait. This is the Kryl and Graha side quest. I honestly did not expect to run out of that main story quest today. It seemed we're early. With as much other stuff as I just went and did, and I'm early. Apologies for the wait. Rambros, what a pleasure to see you again. How have you been? Nice glasses. Pleasure's all mine, my friend. I've been well, and it gladdens me to see you are too. Now, I know you have many demands upon your time, so I shall explain the particulars of our quest at once. Recently, an explorer came to us who claimed to have discovered the Phantom Realm. The Phantom Realm? So this is what you mean by uncharted territory. You're not familiar? Perhaps unsurprising, given that it is a lesser-known legend. And I've been a little bit busy out making my own legends, you know? Legend holds that across Eorzea there exists a realm that appears as a mirage. Though visible from a distance, it fades away as one draws near. While it has featured in myths since ancient times, the realm's existence could not be proven, and thus it is seldom mentioned in literature. In spite of this, fueled by rumors of the occasional sighting, the myth has persisted and continues to capture the hearts and minds of explorers. That you yourself should reach out to us. It is real then? When the first explorer in question approached us, we doubted him, but we couldn't doubt the evidence of our senses. Nay, the realm is real, as you will soon see for yourselves. Good gods, part of me still struggles to believe it, but we have no reason to doubt you. Suffice it to say, we are eager to see the realm too. Whatever truth awaits, I pray you will succeed in finding it. Seek out the explorer, one Derek. He has seen more of the realm than us, and should be willing to serve as your guide. I asked him to accompany me here, but he preferred to continue exploring on his own. He will be somewhat near the banks of Silverchair Lake, I expect. Understood. Our thanks. Come, let us split up and look for our explorer. Gotcha. And when I find him, I'll just call you on the Link Pearl and you can come meet me there. Survey, survey, survey. The explorer doesn't appear to be in the area. Surveying. Explorer doesn't appear to be in the area. Okay. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. Maybe Oppo Oppo. See a small Oppo Oppo. Couldn't possibly be the Explorer. Or could it? Bum bum bum! Just in case you were entertaining the thought, Tesselhoof, that Oppo Oppo isn't our Explorer. I have the man in question here with me. Good! Because I don't speak Oppo Oppo, so it'd be a little hard to understand his guidance. But the Oppo Oppo's with the Explorer. I am Derek, the one who discovered the Phantom Realm. My apologies for making you search for me. Curious about this creature, are you? I found him injured during one of my journeys and tended to him. Since then, he has taken to following me around. He's inquisitive, but otherwise harmless, so pray pay him no mind. You are the hero who delivered our star from doom, are you not? What good fortune that one as capable as you should lend his aid. To be clear, our organization has yet to accept the commission. Before we can make a decision, we would conduct a preliminary survey. Will you guide us to the Phantom Realm? Of course, I will show you the entrance at once. Never a good or friendly place. There's never been a good or friendly place named the Phantom Realm. The gate to a realm long dreamed of by explorers. The Phantom Realm is not where you go for happy days, pretty flowers, and wonderful, peaceful existence. No. You do not go to a place called the Phantom Realm for that. What are you... Okay, I was about to say, I think the water's just shallow. He's walking on the water. Impressive, isn't it? When the gate manifested, so too did this magic, allowing one to thus walk upon water. This is just like Oriange's spell, only I hope it lasts a bit longer and is a bit more successful than his. Someone conceived of the means to do this at will? An intriguing individual. It's perfectly safe, I assure you. Come! I mean, our Oppo Oppo friend is just jumping up and down there. Okay. Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, I know how to breathe underwater, so... By the 12, you truly can walk here. What magic is this? Or what means is it perpetuated? Forgive me. Let us continue on. Poof. Actually, this looks vaguely familiar. Ooh. This is the Phantom. Okay, this is much brighter and more cheery than I was expecting. Yeah, this is not what I was expecting at all. The Omphalos. And not even a region, just question marks instead of a region. To think that the entrance would lie over Silvertear Lake. There's nothing out of the ordinary with the environment. The sights, the sounds, the smells. All appears they should be in nature. That is to say, this place is no illusion. I bid you welcome to the navel of the Phantom Realm, the Omphalos. The Omphalos, you say this place is called? A name of my own conception, I confess. I felt we needed something to call it by. Lest you wonder, the word means navel in the ancient tongue, an allusion to Mor Dhona's location in the heart of Aldenard. And there's an aetheryte right there. As you can see, there are man-made structures, and the place appears well kept, yet there isn't a single soul in evidence. 'Tis my hope you will help me shed light upon this realm, to learn who created it and to what end. I should also like to know why it has revealed itself now. Was it simply chance that kept it hidden, or something more? In any case, let us begin by taking a look around. I'd hazard a guess that we're taking the commission on this one, then. Stone monument has been erected here, by whose hand you cannot say, but the motifs wrought in its base appear familiar. Yeah, they're the different deities of the world. Because when you're creating your character, you can pick which basically which month, and so which deity you'd be born under. Dang it! Oh wait! Oh yeah! I just remembered. Yeah, 2. Where is he? Let's bring out Nosferatu. Unable to summon minion. Oh, dang it! I can summon my carbuncle because he's a summon. But I can't bring out my companion or minion here. Darn. There are lands and things in the distance. You see what appears to be the Crystal Tower. Though the clouds make it difficult to be sure, it would seem you are in the sky above Silvertear Lake. Yep, there's a tower. No such isle can be seen from the outside, however. Yep, there's the tower. There's other wreckages and things we've seen from the other side. These observatory dome things. Enigmatic structure. Yeah, that's a very accurate name for that. A number of structures such as this can be seen in the area. What purpose could they possibly serve? The architecture is unlike anything seen in Eorzea. Truly exquisite stuff. Sorry, I had to jump in the puddle a bit. Come back and speak to Derek. Finished looking around, have you? What are your impressions? I don't do impressions, I'm no good at them. We have only had a cursory glance, but this is truly a mysterious place. The gleaming spire rising beyond the clouds. That is most certainly the Crystal Tower. And judging by its aspect, we are a considerable distance above Silvertear Lake, which would suggest the gate we entered is a teleporter. However, if this isle lies where it appears to lie, then it couldn't have escaped the Battle of Silvertear Skies unscathed. Which is to say, we are in Mor Dhona, and yet we are not. 'Tis as if we were displaced from our world, if only slightly. Displaced is an apt way to put it. Was there aught else you noticed? Aye, the motifs upon yonder structure. They are unmistakably the marks of the 12. By which I posit this was created to be a place of worship. Where all could worship equally, but by whom? I cannot think of any who could have possibly built such grand premises. Never mind magically conceal it. At least, not in the wake of the Battle of Silvertear Skies. Aye, this place is a mysterious place indeed. Raha, what do you have to say next? Wondering how best to proceed. Let's go poke one of those little domes and see if that takes us anywhere or does anything. Well, it seems there is but one solution for our ignorance, a thorough investigation. Sorry, I just had a Discord ping, so I'm Ooh, okay. So there's a one of the other games I play is doing a big contest, so what is that? Huh. With permission, we will confer with our representative, Trial, and make the necessary arrangements for a formal investigation. If that is what must be done to commence your work in earnest, then by all means. Without further ado, then let us return to Charlian. Hold, mortals! Uh-oh. We're on a place like Olympus, and a voice from the heavens just spoke to us. Whoa. That place has some balls. That's bright white. You profane the sacred realm with your very presence and must answer for your irreverence. Dudes. Big dudes. I mean, I've beat up bigger, but still big dudes. Nice ink. I am Bayergot, the Builder. Bayergot then The 12 are real? Let there be no doubt. We are not simulacra born of mortal faith. Nay, we 12 are divinities true. And in Heidelin's absence, we are the star's rightful rulers, its will. Closely we have watched mankind. And we have determined that you, champion of Heidelin, pose a threat to our ascension. You were foolish to wander into our realm. We could destroy you with ease here and now, but as divinities we must demonstrate grace and forbearance. There is but one path. We must weigh this mortal's worth. Hear, hear, let there be a trial! 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 While the mortal would invariably be destroyed, it would at least provide us with a diversion. What? You suddenly appear and expect us to simply comply with your whims? Protest if you wish, but mortal logic means naught to gods. You will abide by our laws. Lo, the gateway to our sanctums lie open. Show us the strength of mankind. Show us the honor of mankind. Show us the spirit of mankind. If man would remain the master of his own destiny, then assemble your comrades and come. Come and prove your worthiness. There's supposed to be 12, but we only saw 4. There go the purples. There go the reds. Sit for. There's supposed to be 12. There's 2 per, so it means there would be 6 total domes around. Seven hells. During my previous forays, nothing like this has ever happened. I encountered not a single soul, certainly not gods. By their own admission, they mean to take over the star. What are we to do? Trial! 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 The situation has indeed taken an unexpected turn, but we must try to think clearly. The 12 have long been revered and worshipped in Eorzea, and myths about them abound. But to my knowledge, they have never thus appeared so openly before people. For these beings to suddenly reveal themselves just when we're here, claim supremacy over the star, and challenge Tasselhoof to a trial? Too much about this feels odd, and it gives me pause. Fair enough, yet as it stands, it seems we can't dismiss the threat either. Let's see, guys. Von Belser once said that the 12 too were simply primals. It's turning out to be another strange affair. Whatever they are, if they're issuing challenges, challenge accepted. Yes. Dependable as ever, my friend. In any event, if these beings seek dominion over the stars, they say, what happens here may have far-reaching implications. To that end, I believe we should take action. Suffice it to say, you are with me? They're not going to let us leave, so what choice do I have? I mean, I can teleport out and teleport back. Then the students of Valdesian will officially tend to the situation? Aye, in the course of studying the star's mysteries, we have undertaken to deal with any threats that may arise. This is no different. There's something else about Derek here. Quest accepted. I think speaking with him is going to unlock something. He doesn't have the glow about him like a solo duty. Right, let us deliberate a course of action. Derek, know you aught of these beings' sanctums? Aye, there are domains in the Phantom Realm that lie beyond each gate. I've explored them all. Perhaps due to etheric instability, there are times when one can enter when one ordinarily cannot. But 'twould seem the way has been opened for us. While I encountered no gods during my previous forays, I saw enough to know my way around. I am but a humble explorer and cannot contend with gods, but if you would be willing to protect me, I will serve as your guide. Assemble your comrades, Spire God bade us. As strong as I know you are, we know little and less about our foes, neither their strength nor their true nature. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to contend with them unprepared. And so, as much as I would like to accompany you, I shall do what affords us the best chance of victory. While you set forth to answer the gods' challenge, I will work behind the scenes in my capacity as a student. For one, it would behoove us to arm ourselves with knowledge about the 12, and I shall begin by apprising Kryl of the situation. By thus utilizing our resources to the fullest, we shall overcome whatever trials await. You got it. Aglaya, now accessible. Alrighty, I'm not going to do it right now or today. It's right there under the raids, okay? Yep, it's an Alliance raid. So it'd be a full 24. So, because I don't have time to do this before I must off and do other things. So I will go ahead and... Actually, can I... Is this a... it doesn't show as an Aetheryte on the map. So it's probably not one I can actually attune to and teleport into later. So... Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out and suffering through those dungeons with me. And we've reached the end of 6.1 as far as story quest stuff goes. So we will pick up more of that once 6.2 comes out. Next Friday, we'll do the Savages. And these, whatever these are, should be fun. Because Abyssos has to wait until 6.2. There's other content. There's once we get done with these, there's Hildebrand quests. There's other things we can do. But that's going to wrap things up here for today. Tomorrow, starting Raft with Lord Thorin over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Elecnor. And then Sunday, should schedule things hold, will be Jedi Fallen Order and some marbles. Then back here, I'm debating on something on Tuesdays. I'm going to start Tuesdays up again here on 2Ube. I'm not sure which I'm going to do. If I might do some modded Minecraft. I might do some gunk practice runs. I don't know yet. I found a mod pack I want to play around with. But as far as the not live, there is Mondays and Wednesdays. We have Levitated going up, which is the Minecraft mod pack I did with Thorin, Ember, and Foxes. Those videos are going up Mondays and Wednesdays, so check those out. And then Tuesdays and Fridays here, 10 a.m. Central Time. And then over on Twitch, Saturdays and Sundays, 2 p.m. Central Time. And like I said, this week we're starting Raft, and then we've got some more Jedi Fallen Order on Sunday. So, thanks for watching. Give the video a like, give the channel a subscribe, and ring ding rang clang that bell. Let me know what you think of the 12, and what you think these fights are going to be like. And I'm always taking suggestions on gear I can glamour my summoner as. Should I go back? Let me know if I should go back to the dapper look, the hat, the black formal wear. Because like I said, that's just glamour. That's just appearance. That doesn't affect how the armor works. And between now and the next time I see you, have a great one. Thanks for being the wonderful people that you are. And have yourselves a wonderful time. I will see you. Where's the ending? There it is. Okay. I will see you around. Goodbye now.